Hello everybody, Todd Federman from Montclair State. In this video, we're going to dig into shapes that we use to hide objects on the screen, and then we're going to pull the shapes away to reveal information behind. We're going to learn how the ordering of shapes work, and we're going to talk about how to change the colors of them, and we're going to learn about a really cool tool called the eyedropper. At the very beginning in the first video, I showed this screen and I removed the blue box to show things behind. It's an incredibly effective engagement technique. So what you have to understand is that these blue boxes were sitting in front of that text box. When we hide information with objects, we call those objects that are doing the hiding shades. Now we're going to understand how we can use rectangles and use them as shades. We have an object on the screen here. It's a rectangle. It is a shape object. How do you find it? Well, on the ribbon, we look at the Insert tab, and then we go to Shapes and go down to Rectangles. Now let's get out of full screen mode, slideshow mode. Let's go to normal mode. We want to insert a shape here on our screen. So let's practice. Insert. Go to Shapes, go down to Rectangles. The cursor then becomes a crosshair. You click and drag, and you can create a rectangle. Every time you create a new object, it sits in front. Let's examine order now. We have 4 rectangles here, and each of these rectangles has its own order or layer. Let me click on the yellow rectangle. It's between the brown and the green. We can now change the order of objects on the screen. I'm going to right-click the green rectangle, and when I do, I see the right-click menu, and I see 2 items, bring to the front or send to the back. When you see send to the back, there are 2 choices, send to the back or send backwards. Send to the back means send it all the way to the back. Send backward means send it back 1 notch. Watch what happens when I click send backward. It now takes the green and puts it between the yellow and the brown. Let me send it backward again. It now sends it between the brown and the blue. Let me bring it all the way to the front. It now sits in front of everything that you see on the screen. Understanding layering or order is important when you want to hide information on the screen. Now let's take a look how we can change the color of rectangles. Over here on the right, we've got a blue rectangle. If we want to change the color, we right-click it. The right-click menu will appear. We go to Format Shape. We will then, in the Format Shape dialog box, go to Fill. And then we will go down to the color palette and we will select the color. So let's actually do this now. I'm going to select the blue rectangle on the left. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go Format the Shape. The Format Shape dialog box comes up. Let me widen it a little bit so you can see it a little better. I clicked on the line separating the Format Shape dialog box, the Format Shape pane from the slide. I'm going to open up Fill. I see the colors, and now I'm going to pick a different color from the palette. So you can change colors. Now, you can change colors and you can match colors. How do you match colors? You use the eyedropper. Let me show you how it works. We're going to right-click the blue rectangle, and we're going to go Format this shape. When we open up the color palette to the right, at the bottom of the color palette, we see something called Eyedropper. When we click it, our cursor becomes an eyedropper. Whatever color we touch on the screen, we will now make that the fill color. So now I see a little yellow. I'm going to click it, and I've matched the font color of the rectangle to whatever I was touching with the eyedropper. Okay, now we're going to put some of these concepts together. We have debits on the left, and here you see there's a rectangle, and now you understand that the order of this rectangle, it sits behind that text box. Credits go on the right. We want to hide the words left and right. So what we want to do now is bring these rectangles to the front. I'm going to right-click the green rectangle, bring it to the front. I'm going to right-click the pink rectangle, bring it to the front. We now have hidden some information, and I can start working on producing a conversation with people. Debits, where do they go? And people can say, on the left. We haven't gotten any animation here. Let's see what happens when we animate this. In slideshow mode, let's switch. I've now got an interactive conversation. I've been talking about debits and credits in my accounting class. Debits, where do they go? You can ask students. On the left. Credits, where do they go? On the right. Even better, we can make those shades invisible to get a little more magic. Let's take a look, by the way, real fast at the animation pane. We're going to get into animation later in detail. There are animations here connected to these blue boxes. We'll work on the details later. Right now, previously, we have blue boxes here that are hiding the words left and right. We can make the reveal even more magical if we use the same color as the background. Right now you see debits on the left, credits on the right, and I've created two white rectangles. They sit in front. As I drag them up to cover, you can't tell that things are being hidden because I've covered the words left and right with shades that are the exact same color as the background. These are already animated, so let me go switch to slideshow. Okay, debits, where are they? On the left. Credits, where are they? On the right. All right, again, Todd Federman here. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to send me an email. In this video, we learned how to take shades and use them to hide information on the screen. Coming up, we're going to learn how to animate those shades so that they disappear. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.